This video is all about my efforts to try and get a drug that the trial doctor had recommended to me. He did tell me that it was going to cost a lot of money, and eventually I decided with my oncologist that it was probably the best idea to try and fund the drug myself and to get started, because it appears that the cancer is continuing to grow and have some not so great side effects. So I went to, my oncologist had told me to phone up my local pharmacy and get it delivered, and it turned out to be not that easy at all. So I had lots of phone calls to my pharmacy and then back to my doctor. Then I had phone calls to a drug company, and I've just documented, and then back to my doctor, and then with a hospital pharmacy, and back to the trial doctor, and it just went on and on. So I have documented this. I think my first video starts around the 16th of August, but the date that I first decided with my oncologist that we were going to go onto the drug, I've just worked all this out, was the 14th of August, and it wasn't until the 1st of September, and you'll see at the end, that I received the answer as to what to do with this particular medication. So that's quite a long time. That's 19 days when you've made a decision to go on a particular drug, because I could feel cancer progressing in my chest. So quite frustrating. I just counted up, I think that there was probably at least 18 phone calls, and then a few times that I'd gone into the oncology office and talked to them, and gone into my chemist and talked to him. So about 18 phone calls to all the people that I just spoke of. So a lot of effort to try and pay a lot of money for a drug to hopefully inhibit the cancer. So here's the journey, and I'm showing this mainly just so people, it's just cancer awareness, especially rare cancer awareness, what we have to do sometimes to receive treatment. It's not so easy, and yeah, you really have to knock and keep bringing yourself to the attention of people, because people say they'll ring back and then they just don't. And so I had to do a lot of knocking on doors, going, hello, I'm still here. You said you'd call me back. You didn't. Sending emails. And yeah, it can be quite exhausting. I feel fortunate that I'm still feeling fairly healthy, that I can do all of this, because it's exhausting even when you're healthy. I'm waiting for a drug company to let me know if I'm eligible. I thought by now, like, we made the decision to take the expensive drug, I thought that I would be probably starting today from what my oncologist said. Instead, I'm waiting to hear back. Well, the end of another teaching day, which was so much fun because it was Bookweek. In Australia, we have a Bookweek in September, and people come dressed as characters of books. So I was lucky enough to be teaching on Bookweek, and yesterday in the staff room, they were talking about how the Year 5 teachers, because I was filling in for a Year 5 teacher, were dressing up as characters from The Wizard of Oz. And the lady I was replacing, poor thing, I feel so sorry for her, because she would have had everything organised, but she wasn't able to come, so she was supposed to be coming as Dorothy. And all of a sudden I thought, I've got a light blue dress. Actually, I'm still wearing it. I've got a light blue dress and I have red shoes. So even though it's not gingham, maybe it will be okay. So I threw that on this morning, got a basket, put a toy dog in it, and I was Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. It was the easiest costume ever to do, and I think it passed according to the feedback I got. So that was great. I'll throw a photo up at the end of me with the triplets. So it was the triplets' last ever book week. They came as Toby Price, an Australian motocross rider. He's got an autobiography, and Ranger's Apprentice, which has been a very popular book in our house. And my daughter, who's such a big cat lover, came as a cat, which I thought was a great way for her to finish off primary school book club. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. The kids were so excited. They probably a little bit hyped, but we had some fun activities for them to do. So it was really great. But I've now taught for 3 days and I am exhausted. So unfortunately, I would have loved to teach another day there, but I just had to say I think I need a rest. Just definitely can feel that my body is getting so much more tired at the moment. So I guess it's probably, yeah, there's stuff going on, but you push on and you keep believing that things are going to get better. But yeah, also listening to my body and all the stuff going on. And the other thing that is happening is this medication. I have been trying to get the expensive medication. You'd think that if I'm going to be paying that, you know, $1,600 was the last quote, but now they're saying they're trying to get a quote again of how much it is for exactly. So yeah, you'd think if you're trying to pay for your own medication, but it's really only, they're really only focusing on using it for breast cancer. And so the reasons that my doctors have said, it just doesn't seem to be easy to get it. And so anyway, been doing all the ring arounds trying to get it. But it's been really hard to get. I rang the drug company, rang the pharmacy couldn't get it, rang the drug company put me onto another number, then they started taking my information to register me, and then they said that they didn't think I was eligible. So, and then they rang back and said I wasn't eligible. And then they said, go back to my doctor. So my doctors took me forever to get connected there. Then they were trying to be connected with the pharmacy in my doctor's hospital. The pharmacist rang me yesterday and said he's still trying to find prices for it. And and then we'll see if we can go ahead from there. Also, somebody sent me, sure sign that you've been teaching. I had used some ice for a science experiment that had food colouring in it. Now my fingers are blue. But I also got these beautiful flowers sent to me from friends. So yeah, that was really a lovely moment getting home yesterday and having a bunch of flowers on the doorstep. So anyway, that's been my week, and tomorrow I'll just take it slow and let my body recover a little bit before we have the weekend.
He wants custard now.
Show us your face. Show us your face in me.
I'm the Wizard of Oz teaching today. That's my really old book. Toby's Toby Price.
Toby, show us your book.
Oh,
yep, so it's book week. It's gonna be good.
Dad, do you reckon you'll read this?
Should I take I probably should take
And now Jaden's dressing up as a ranger from Ranger's Apprentice. Dad isn't dressed up. And nor am I. Oh, this is a dodgy video.
Oh, let's pull a cat butt's tail. No!
Toby,
Don't!
stop it.
You decap.
Alright, and of course here's young Jaden from Ranger's Apprentice. He's camouflaged very well right now. Ranger's Apprentice is a cool book.
Well, another week has gone by and I'm still doing nothing about the cancer that is growing in my chest. And that's not because I don't want to do anything. I would love to get a medication called Picray, which I have been referring to as the expensive medication, and see whether it will make the gene that makes cancer progress in me, it should be, that medication should be an inhibitor for it. However, it's Thursday today, on Tuesday I received a phone call from the doctor that I had gone to see about a clinical trial in Brisbane about 4 weeks ago now. And he told me that it seems that the drug company is really getting picky about who uses this drug and only letting people with particular tumour markers use it, and my tumour does not count because nobody knows about my tumour to put it on a list anyway, because it's so rare. So once again, if you have breast cancer, you can get this medication, which I think I've told you. So you can get it, but I am finding it hard even just to buy it privately. My husband said, for all the people that are out there thinking that big pharma's just in it to make money, well, they're not taking my money. They're being very picky about who gets this medication, even though my doctors think that it might be a good option for me. So I've got one last avenue which my doctor is trying to talk to somebody about that, but the clinical trial doctor, I'll put the link to where I went and saw him in the comment section, down below, where you can click on it. Sorry, I'm just moving a little bit. There's a few ants around. So yeah, so he rang me, which he had said that he'd like to do when I saw them in Brisbane a month ago, back at the start of filming this YouTube channel. And anyway, he is going on the assumption that I probably won't be able to get the drug, and he's having a meeting about the clinical trials and trying to see if I can get into the clinical trial, and will ring me next week about that. So another week has gone by. I'm feeling all types of twinges. I'm feeling ants on me at the moment too. All types of twinges going on, and trying not to freak out if it's cancer, trying to be peaceful, calm, trust in God, and hang in there, but also aware that, yeah, I don't know what's happening below the surface, and yep, we'll see. So we'll see. I guess the bright side is, if I do get into the clinical trial, I haven't been on any medication, so I should be able to get straight in without waiting for anything. And I need to be healthy to get onto this clinical trial. So thankfully I still am. So that's where we're at. And we've got nothing more to really update. We've got a pupil-free day tomorrow with the children, so that will be good. They're having a friend over, so that is also nice. And on the weekend, I don't even know what I'm doing on the weekend. I think I'd like to go to some art galleries with my daughter. There's art trail on, so that's what I'm hoping to do. So yeah, in the meantime, thanks for being a part of the journey, and I love you being a part of my community. So please hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along more and be a part of my journey. So thank you. See you later. Oh, hang on. I turned it off. I have been down trying to edit this video that you are now watching, and I was about to leave, and I thought, I haven't finished the story, and I'm in a really beautiful spot. Let me show you. See if you can hear running water. I'll show you the running water. Just been sitting next to this little creek. We've had a really dry winter, so it's good that it's got even a little bit of flow, but it's just quite pretty. and I've been doing the video editing. In fact, I think I'm going to have to move because my son's guitar lesson is almost finished. So I'm not really going to be able to sit by my little creek and talk to you. Would have been great if I had figured out that I was going to do this. I could have brought my gimbal. It would have been less bumpy. So sorry about the bumps. But I thought, I haven't filled you in on the last of trying to get expensive picray. So what happened was on Friday, it's now Monday, on Friday, 5 o'clock, just before the pharmacist probably went home, he rang me up and told me that picray is not available for me in Australia. I don't exactly know, because it sounds like there are patients that have been using it, but probably mainly breast cancer. But in any case, this shirt is wanting to be off the shoulder today. In any case, I'm not able to use it. So that's the end of that story. But it was here you can tell that I've got breast cancer. I've just walked a tiny bit and I'm already, oh golly, I was talking about breast cancer and I just gave myself breast cancer. I mean, I've got stuff in my lungs. I get puffed out really quickly. Yes, what was I saying? There's a problem going cross country and trying to tell a story at the same time. So no picray, but it was, so tomorrow I'm waiting to see whether I've got into the trial instead. So we'll wait and see, and I guess I'll update you on that when the time's right.